I just noticed that just kind of ends, and then there's nothing.
You mean like it?
The song, the song
Yeah.
just it cuts in and it ends.
Yep.
Anyways, welcome back, guys. This is First Round Showdown, where we take you through some of the greatest games of our childhood. I'm your main host today, Griff. Got Freedom.
I'm
Got
Freedom
Slow.
Gamer 38.
It's me, Slow-mo.
That's me. You sound so cute. It's me.
I just want to point out before we begin, Griff, I just realized how gnarly your beard was in those videos. Like, the thing was just huge.
It was great, dude.
Prince Ali on Blizzy.
I've been trying to do something a little bit with mine. Got all the whites out.
All the grays.
Yep.
Yeah, mine's. I got a big. You can't see it on the camera, but I get a big gray patch right here.
Ugh.
I hate it.
Just get like a.
Nova is in the house. Jester is in the house.
And Rickles
here.
Is that Rickles?
That's Rickles.
Okay, nice.
I know quite a few of our regulars aren't going to be here today because they've let me know, but it's okay.
Jester's beard looks pretty sweet as well.
It does. It does. He's got a great beard.
I'm going to get Griff enough coins to shave his beard.
Shave his beard. You know what? So one of the things I was talking to Amber about the other day was if we challenge each other to certain things, we need to figure out what a punishment is, or a something along the lines of if we don't complete some of the challenges.
Now, look, if I shave my beard, viewership will drop. So that's not happening.
I can't.
This isn't for me. This is for everybody else. I'm telling you, it's bad.
50,000 coins for the beard.
50,000 coins. Dang. How much would it cost everybody to make you go with a Tom Selleck?
Just the mustache?
I made that mistake one time, and I'm like, nope, take it all off. I can't do that.
We are not Tom Selleck. We cannot do that.
Right.
All right, guys, ready to get into it?
Yep.
Let's
do it.
You guys know what it is. This week's game, guys, is Beyond Oasis. It's a game about two ancient wizards. They had a wizard, or they had a battle, and they were destroyed. Or they had a massive battle, and then one of them was destroyed. They were trapped in these armlets. Our hero, Ali, finds the gold armlet. And he goes to war with the holder of the silver armlet. We just talk about these animated sequences here.
Can I interrupt? I'm so
sorry. I feel that the animated sequences wasn't too bad for the time for the Sega Genesis. I mean, it definitely showed a little bit of the power for the system as what it was.
Yeah.
I didn't hate the animated sequences, which is weird because usually that's my least favorite part of every game.
There weren't too many once you got the game going, but like the outro and the intro, they were pretty sweet, pretty sick.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
A lot of stop motion.
Oh, we'll get to
Definitely
that,
cool, especially for the hardware.
I kind of was.
We'll get.
I was
to that.
not.
We'll get into that, but yes.
Yeah.
And then that's what you do. You go up against the opposing army, and you go against the opposing sorcerer, who tries to stop you at every turn. Not a good time for me.
This wasn't your favorite game of all time?
No, decidedly not my favorite game of all time. We'll get into that later.
Actually, it was my fun.
There you go. And one of the things that bothered me was that instead of calling them by their names, which they do here in the intro, I don't understand it. Throughout the game, they consistently call them Silver Armlet and Gold Armlet.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? They have names. Oh yeah, yeah. I sound something.
He sounds so excited to trash this game.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't stop talking about this game.
Yeah. All right. Which one of you wants to go first?
The host goes last, right?
Yes.
I guess I'll go first. That's cool.
Sounds good to me.
Alright.
Sounds way better than me going first.
You might. So I enjoyed. Let's see if we can turn that down a little. Turn it down just a little bit. There you go. Yeah, I enjoyed the game. I had played the game a couple times before in the past, a long time ago when the Sega Channel was a big thing for it. I had only gotten about halfway through the game, and for some reason I just put it down. The gameplay for me was pretty great. The boss battles were pretty great. It really
knock it out.
I really
That sword
feel
really
like it
bangs
gave
it
you
out.
the opportunity, personally, for there were certain spots where you can kind of go in and out and kind of spawn the items they gave you. I didn't really use anything besides the regular dagger. Sometimes I would use the bombs to activate switches that you couldn't reach. Right here you can actually see where you can unlock the unlimited fire crossbow, which definitely helped out on certain spots. And then later in the game, if you go through the 100, like I said before, if you go through the 100 level dungeon and complete it, you unlock the Omega, which is an unlimited fire sword, which pretty much I used once I got it all the way around. The only thing about that was you couldn't do any of the special ability moves. You had to do literally just the 2 slashes that they give you. But the fire crossbow definitely helped with the distance, especially with the guy that floated in the center of that room, and you had to jump on all those platforms. I feel like they gave you a lot of abilities, or I feel like personally that they had a pretty good amount of different enemies. Outside of the box thinking with some of the enemies, a lot of times whenever I streamed it, a lot of people said that they felt like it was a Legend of Zelda knockoff, kind of,
Level
which I can see.
100,
That's kind of
come on.
RPG-esque. So,
Oh, what? Oh my god, it's called the Omega.
but yeah, once you finally get to the final boss and all that, it seemed pretty straightforward. I thought whatever that green demon was at the end after you fight whatever the sorcerer guy here is, or the chick here is, not too bad. Like I said, the soundtrack seemed pretty sweet.
Spoilers.
Graphics were pretty great. You know, I enjoyed the game all the way around. So,
That is Agito.
what's his name?
Agito.
Agito.
Doesn't matter what his name is. He dead now.
He's dead now. Yep.
Prove it.
So I would like to point out that the Omega Sword is not restricted to the 100 level dungeon.
Really?
It's just the infinite Omega Sword.
Oh yeah. Well, before that, you pick up like a 30 attack sword just before this.
And it wrecks this guy. Like,
Yeah,
he just
yeah.
it goes to town on him.
It absolutely does.
So you mentioned the combo moves. I did like that there was different ways to do the combos.
Yeah.
When I could get them to work, it was great. But I really, really struggled with getting those to work.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
Yep.
that was not easy for me.
I feel like if it was on Super Nintendo, it probably would work just a little bit better.
I don't know. I feel like
Maybe not.
I feel like maybe because I had played it a little bit in the past, which, like I said, was way many years ago. I kind of expected it. I kind of got used to it back then. I just all kind of came back to me. Like I said, the gameplay, the story was great. I don't feel like it was overly long, but what it was, I very much enjoyed. So.
No, it really wasn't a very long game, even though it felt like it was taking forever while I was playing it.
Yep.
We'll have a full rundown of We'll have a full rundown of our times towards the
Yep.
end here. If I could have played this game, so excited to hear Griff's take.
Yeah.
Put some respect on the name. Glad everyone played this. 10 out of 10. Stubbs in the house.
Oh, and if you want to just pop up my game score or whatever, I guess, if we all want to show. Did it pop up?
It did not.
Nope.
It did for me.
I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on the
I
YouTube.
see it.
Well, I'm watching
Yeah,
directly
it's
on
just trying to
the.
load- That's all right
the
though.
YouTube.
I mean, you know, it took me what does it say? Just over 6 hours.
6 hours, 14 minutes exactly.
Yeah, rank 33. And my play style, I guess, was Berserker, the thing at the bottom. So, excuse me.
No. Come on.
Maybe that's a rank saved, especially for people who go through that 100 kill dungeon.
Maybe it could be. It could be the how many enemies you killed because I think my kill count was like 1,800.
Yeah, you killed a lot, but you did go through that dungeon too. Like I did not, so my kill count was obviously going to be lower. I don't know how many enemies were in that dungeon, but all right. Oh, this is Freedom Gamer still.
Is it?
Oh, you're a video. Oh, there
the
we
end.
go.
The end of the video. There you go.
Oh, I was trying to get your thing to pop up for them.
Yeah.
CJ brings up a couple good points. Lots of detail in it. There is a lot of detail, especially on the bosses. Some of them, like the end boss, Agito, deceased, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
Lots of detail in like the muck around him and the little
I
bomby
thought
things.
that was really great. Yeah.
And then he also says the HUD keeps moving. So yeah, there was a couple times where I lost track of my health and thought I was the enemy's health, even though they're a different color because I'm an idiot. But yeah, I didn't like how it kept moving around either.
Yeah, I don't know why it moved. It confused me a lot.
We're simple folk. Not Freedom. Freedom was like, "No, I got this."
And the thing is, he finished it in just 6 hours, and he did that dungeon. I don't know how long that dungeon took.
Each time I went, so it on there, it said I only died 3 times. I had to go through the dungeon. I had to go through the dungeon 3 times. So I'm guessing maybe because I died at like level 90, went back,
Never be me.
died at the final boss, and then went back and I pretty much kind of had to figure things out with certain ways in and out of bringing the fairy alive with some of the puddled enemies and all that. I didn't know that you can actually use the puddle enemies that through the whatever you can actually use that to bring out the fairy and then she can heal you. So because when you're going through the 100 level dungeon, you can't use any items. It won't let you use any healing items. So you have to figure out a way to bring her out with some of the enemies. So
well, that's why we call Freedom the goat. So
yeah, plays NES games for fun. That's he's built different. That's why he's the goat. The goat. Anything else you want to add, Freedom?
No, that's pretty much it. I feel this like I said, I grew up with the Genesis, and I'm excited for you guys to show me a little bit more for the Super Nintendo. But yeah, I overall enjoyed this game all the way around.
all right,
Slow-mo.
so this is me. I hated this guy. I just want to say that. I think half my deaths were because of him. I could
I
never
hate
hit
this
him with
guy
the
too.
sword. I could never hit him with the sword. I had to use bombs every time because there's 2 of them, unless you do that dungeon apparently. But
Dude,
I used bombs the whole time.
I used the dagger for that guy.
Well,
In fact, I used the dagger for everybody except the platform guy who I used arrows on.
This boss was very easy.
The dragon,
For
yeah.
me. But the problem is, I ran out of shade before I escaped the dungeon. or the shrine. Or
So something I found out. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Something I found out about this guy right
Excuse me.
here is if you're using the fairy and you hit him with a bubble, he freezes.
Oh, but I ran out of the shade before I escaped this area, so I had to like kill myself and start over because I couldn't find a way to do it. This guy, he did kill me once, I think, but I got very lucky on this fight, and you're about to see why. As you can see, my health is almost gone,
Ooh.
and then I almost died there. And then I don't know why I did it, but I just used his little explosion thing, and it like one hits him. It one hits him,
Nice.
and he just dies. He just falls to his death.
No, you didn't have to do that at all. You could have literally stood on the platform outside and just shot him with arrows the whole time.
I could not get the arrows right. I could not figure out arrows at all. I did
That's
not
what
use
that's what I
that at
used when
all.
I had the unlimited fire arrows. That's all I did.
Yeah, I literally took no damage on that boss whatsoever.
I could not use the arrows at all, and I didn't. This guy, he was mildly challenging. I wouldn't say he was like super hard or anything like that, but.
It's man.
And then I put the whole boss fight in here, but I sped it up a little bit. And I just used the broadsword instead of the Omega sword because I didn't want to waste Omega sword on these little guys. But then I didn't have time to like switch in between, so I just, whatever. This guy was actually like surprisingly easy for a final boss.
Oh, he really was. I was terribly disappointed.
Yeah, I first try, no issues. It took me about 12 seconds to figure him out, and then it was over.
The boss that I forgot, I didn't get a chance to. I don't know if I just didn't capture it or whatever. I enjoyed what was it called? The nothing or the unboss or the what was his name? The eyeball thing that you had to fight.
The non-entity.
The non-entity. I completely forgot to put that on here.
And
but yeah,
so did I.
yeah.
I think I put it in my original video, but my original video got deleted.
Yeah.
But that was
Nova
my favorite boss fight.
Nova says, I think it's interesting that all of you used a different technique to beat the boss. That's one of the points I was going to bring up. I was getting ready to ask them what they thought the hardest boss was.
The hardest boss?
Yeah.
Those rock thing. Geodude?
He said Geodude.
Punchy rock?
Geodude killed me like 3 times. For real.
I'm trying to remember what all the bosses were.
But the non-entity was my favorite boss.
Like you said, Greg, I feel that the bosses were pretty simple. There were certain parts in the game where they threw like all these enemies at you, and that was more difficult than most of the bosses.
Yeah, I have a video of one of those that I remember. I tried to get the other one, but I could never get the clipping just right, so I have an earlier sequence. But for me, it was the skull and the fire with the hands.
Oh,
that thing! I died 8 times in this game, and that was probably 4 of them at least.
Oh, damn.
That was a real struggle. I mean, this whole game was a struggle for me, to be honest. But
I think most of the bosses killed me like at least one time, and then I figured him out. Except for this guy, I didn't die at all on him. He was easy.
I was telling you guys, I feel like in the beginning of the game, the levels were easy, bosses difficult. In the second half of the game, levels hard, bosses easy.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. It's like the end puzzles, the puzzles in the dungeons. There was no indication of what you were supposed to do at all.
That
you
sewer
really had to think
to get back to the castle was dumb.
I thought for sure I had soft locked myself in the game. But there are hidden warps and I was able to get back. So right before you go to the final dungeon, you can go to the right and it'll take you back to the dungeon, like 3 dungeons before that, where you had to climb up the mountain the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And I was stuck down there and I was so upset. I thought I was going to have to restart the whole game. I would not have beat the game, but there is a hidden warp, so I was able to pull it through.
Nice.
Anything else?
No. I don't think so. I don't know if you'll be able to pull up my picture or not, but it is there. No. Okay, cool. That's okay because it lies anyway, and it says it took me 18 hours to beat the game, and it did not.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, did it pop up to embarrass me? This is
There it is.
how long it took me to beat the game plus one entire shift at work because I left the game. For like half of it.
Some of my time is also like idle
And-
time.
And like I really just will leave the game up and go like eat lunch, and then I come back. So,
Rickles wants to know how similar it was to a 2D Zelda experience.
I wouldn't know.
It's really not. It looks like it would be, and that's why I picked it. And I was so excited to play it because I love the 2D Zelda games. They are so good. But this was just not it, Chief. Not for me, anyways.
I enjoyed this game. I don't.
All right. Speaking of 2D Zelda, I cannot wait for Oracle of Seasons or whichever one I put on there. I do have a challenge for that one as well.
Nice.
It's a long one. So we do need to figure out some consequences. So guys, we are looking for consequences for not completing a challenge. So if you have any suggestions, just let us know what you guys would like to see as punishment for not meeting a challenge.
But
How about the Devil May Cry experience.
Oh my god, with the Devil May Cry. Get out of here, Rickles.
right. I enjoyed this game though. I didn't hate it. I liked it more than I liked Zelda.
I hated the first half. The second half legitimately was not as bad.
So I would play it again.
I would not.
Eventually.
Never.
Not today.
Mm-mm. Literally gives me a headache every time I play it. It's bad.
All right. I'm gonna stop sharing this picture so I can prepare my next presentation later on.
You can add them all at once, right?
Not share screen.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. I gotta put the wheel up for later. It's gonna come in handy.
I guess it's my turn, right?
Yes,
It
sir.
is.
The best of the best.
You already went, sir. So this is one of the things that I really struggled with. Motherfucker. Stupid platform. Somebody make note of that time. My bad.
What happened?
As soon as he gets on camera.
Oh my god. I caught it now. Took me a second. So what you're saying is you hated the platforms.
I hated the platforms. They sucked.
Staple.
And there was a lot of times where I feel like I was close enough that it should have made it, but it just didn't.
Yeah.
Like there. I feel like the jump was kind of awkward. It's always too short or you're too far and then you're sliding off the edge anyways.
I noticed there was a couple times through a lot of the platforming when you're in the final dungeon, even here as well, I felt that I needed to do like a run jump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hated these moving platforms. I normally don't have a problem with this sort of thing. Ice bucket for a consequence.
That'd be hard to do at a computer.
It would. And then kind of like you were talking about, and this is just one example.
Oh, when I said that, this is exactly the spot I was talking about, dude.
I hated this so much. So you can see these leaves blowing. There's wind blowing you constantly to the one direction, and then there's always enemies running in. And there's a couple of areas like this. I struggled with this fire, as you can see. Quote chaos.
Yeah, fire was the hardest.
Fire hot.
Sure.
Did you guys know that you can cast your light ball on a night enemy, like the large knights, and it'll summon shade?
You can do what?
What?
Because it will. Not these guys, but the bigger knight guys with the shields and the
Really?
maces.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I also didn't know that.
That would have helped me in that 100 level dungeon.
I don't know. Shade wasn't very useful for things other than puzzles
Shade
Yeah.
was very useful.
and falling.
If you saw that you were about to take some damage, like Shade could take that for you, and it takes your SP instead of your HP.
That is true. Yeah, I guess he was. Yeah, you're right. I forgot all he was good for.
And so, like you mentioned as well, the enemies in the hitboxes, like, see, he was out of range, and then sometimes there's just so many enemies on stage, it's hard to avoid.
I hated the hitboxes in this game.
Uh-huh. And then, like, this guy hit me into this guy, and I tried to, again, because my mouse is being ridiculous, I wasn't able to clip it properly. In the final dungeon, there's a part with the zombies, and there's so many zombies on screen. You hit a massive slowdown, and then they'll catch you, and they'll just bounce you around.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Lady Fritz in the house, man.
Griff is always right. When she's saying I'm right, she's always right.
That's incorrect because Griff hates Donkey Kong. So
I
Mrs.
don't
Fritz,
hate Donkey
great to
Kong.
see you, sweetie. I hope you are doing well.
Rickles also says the wheel better deliver us from evil today. I hope so.
oh man,
I need to get this BS out of my sight.
we need to set up like a celebration soundboard for when it rolls Ninja 5.0.
Yeah. I know we're
I
all looking
cannot wait to
forward
play that.
I'm gonna get one of those little confetti poppers right by
Yeah.
my set it right here on my desk and wait for the day.
There you go. All right. So now, like I said, man, I have not enjoyed this game at all. Mostly the first half. The second half was not as bad. It wasn't terrible. Still gave me headaches, though. I don't know if it was the sound. Oh, the sound. So one other thing was the sound when you're low on health. Just take the beeping from Zelda and magnify that. Like,
Yeah.
it was really bad. And I know somebody in the chat's going to be like, oh, well, if you just don't get hit, then you won't hear it. And that's true. But like I pointed out, sometimes you can't help it because there's all these enemies on the screen.
Yeah.
I noticed myself getting crowded like that, using the circular slash like repeatedly.
Mhm. Yeah, I abused the hell out of the circular slash.
I
sometimes
figure out the circular slash, so I never used it.
as you sweep it clockwise, and it'll clockwise and B.
If you will, you actually what I did was, and for both abilities, you would hold the attack and then sweep it, and for me, hold it, sweep it, and let go, and then it would activate. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work too. I really, really like that there was multiple ways to beat the enemies. Usually what I did for these guys, the big guys, I would dash into them, slash, back up, and just rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
And then they would go down pretty easy. It would get tricky if there were guys throwing bombs and shooting arrows, which, they were common. One of the things that I didn't like is that the enemy types were the same throughout the whole game until like the last two dungeons, where they added a couple different enemy types. They were doing the typical tropes, the typical thing where the enemy just changes colors.
Just change colors, yeah. And certain colors had more health or whatever. I don't even think the difficulty went up. I think it was just the fact that they had more health.
Yeah. And the sounds, they sounded like Streets of Rage when they died.
A lot of times, yeah, when I was streaming, a lot of people said that. I was like, what? Did they use the Streets of Rage stuff? And didn't one of you guys say something about the creator from Streets of Rage also did the music for this?
The
Or
music
the sound?
Mm-hmm. He did. I can pull it up real fast, but he did a lot.
Did a bunch of stuff, yeah.
He did.
And then it sounded like they also used a Pac-Man sound for when you pick up the hearts.
Yeah.
So, all in all, it was hitting the nostalgia with the sounds, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you feel like they had a? I know that we just got done talking about how they kind of rinse and repeat with the different enemies as you go along, but overall, do you feel like there was a good amount of different types of enemies?
Um,
No.
no, not really.
No.
It was kind of
It kind of made the game repetitive because you knew what to do as soon as you saw them.
Oh,
Once you figured one out, you could figure them all out.
yeah.
so the guy who did the music for this, he also either did or helped with The Revenge of Shinobi, ActRaiser, Streets of Rage, Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Adventure Island 1, Batman Returns, Streets of Rage 2, ActRaiser 2, Streets of Rage 3.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like Castlevania, Portrait of Ruin, Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Nice. So he's pretty well known.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
Rickle says he likes the rats with the bone sickles.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage 4.
You might like them the first time, but they're everywhere, and they make this annoying little cheeping
Like
sound.
rat sound, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that might be what gave me the headache. The combination of the health and the enemies. It's beeping sounds. Like Contra does it too.
Griff hates sounds.
Well, just certain sounds, especially when it's right in my ear.
Right.
Okay, so even though it felt like it was taking me forever, and I don't know if this is gonna pop up. Give
It
a
did.
second. It did. Okay.
Yep.
So just under 8 hours, 7:59:21, rank 57, 8 deaths, fighter class. It's not bad, not great, but not bad. For as much as I was hating it, you would have figured it would have been much, much worse.
You definitely had more kills than me. I only had about 800 kills. I ran through a lot of stuff. Like if I didn't have to fight it, bye.
That felt like I did too. But clearly I did not.
Clearly, it's not as much as I did. I was running from everything.
Nice.
Especially if I felt like I was low on health items and I knew that like a boss was coming up, I wouldn't fight anything unless I absolutely had to.
That's how I feel about rats too. I hate them. I don't even like pet rats. Okay. Two seconds. Let me get this.
Can't wait to see what the next game's gonna be.
I know. I'm excited.
We'll see. Griff, did you ever pick a game to replace this with?
It's agree to disagree, my friend. I do not think they are cute. No, I haven't. I will let Slumma know though.
Slumma, did you ever pick one for last week?
I did. Kirby's Dream Land.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah.
You know, if you don't add one in right now,
What
you
was
kind of,
what was the best part of the game?
the
Is that
ending?
what you're asking? Well, I was the obese part of the game.
Me.
So
I
yeah.
was the obese part.
I enjoyed. I mean, even though it took me 3 different times to go through, I enjoyed the difficulty of going through the 100 level dungeon. Other than that, like the guys said, I mean, I enjoyed the game overall. But after a while, it did seem kind of like rinse and repeat. But the dungeon definitely gave me a little bit of difficulty and kept me on my toes a little bit. So I did enjoy that though. Which, if you guys want to see the complete run through, all you got to do is go to the videos of the YouTube channel here, and I have the entire run through put on there.
After we're done here, I need to go through and actually make the links that I put in the description links. and then you'll just be able to look in the description for that.
Gotcha.
So each episode will have the link to the previous episode as well. All right.
So what is the next order of business?
The tier list.
Tier list.
Yes.
I think Freedom, would you play this game again?
I would.
I know Griff wouldn't. I would play it about as often as I played Super Adventure Island 2.
Yeah, about.
I didn't like it as much as Super Adventure Island 2, but
Yeah.
I did enjoy the game. So I would play it like once a year. I'd give it
Going,
a-
yeah, probably. Going through, just as like so say for instance, I don't know what I'm gonna play or what I'm gonna stream that day for just a random stream. Maybe I might get a feeling of playing it, and maybe continuing it between 2 or 3 streams, depending. But yeah, I would definitely play it again.
I want to try it again. Not right now, obviously, 'cause I'm tired of it. But eventually, just to, like do the side things that I didn't do, like the race thing with the Efreet and the
I
100
tried that. It was
full
not as
adventure.
easy as Freedom made it look.
Of course
the
not. I
race?
could not control that guy at all.
He was terrible. That's one of the other things I didn't like about the game. It relied so heavily on the spirits that you got, and then they were so hard to control. At least the Efreet was. The Efreet was the most useful one, and he was the hardest to control.
Yeah, the bubble girl was easy. She just went where you went and faced where you faced, pretty much.
Yeah.
She was also super, super crucial to my success. Her heals came in super clutch, although I didn't remember them until like super late in the game.
I never used her heals. I only used the bubbles to put out fires.
So if you guys had to rank it, where would you put it?
I would put it at a C.
C?
Yeah. I didn't like it as much as Super Adventure Island 2, but I did still really enjoy the game. I wouldn't say it's quite a D. It's a low C, but not a D.
Freedom?
I'm kind of torn between a B and a C. Because I keep thinking about, like, the music was pretty good, but it was also at certain points repetitive. I think the story was great. I feel like I feel like it was okay for the different types of enemies, besides the whole thing of changing the health bar for the enemy and all the enemies and all that. I think that the puzzles were great. It definitely made you kind of think outside the box especially for the final dungeon. How many times you had to constantly go back and forth between this area and that area.
I hated that.
Gave you a little bit more of an overall time. I think it could be difficult at certain spots, but then it wasn't too overly difficult. So that's why I'm kind of torn between B and C. What about you?
So
what do you think?
What are you saying, B or C?
We'll say C, like a higher C, but we'll stick with C.
So you mentioned going back and forth. The earlier dungeons had you going back and forth from dungeon to castle to dungeon to castle. I hated that. Hated it.
Yeah.
I hate backtracking, and it feels like every dungeon made you backtrack. Every single one.
Well, Griff, where are you putting it?
I'm putting it at a D. Because it had some good qualities. So I'm not going to put it at an F. I think it would be a C.
Yeah, you're kind of overruled here, Griffey. He left it. It's stuck at F. It's definitely an F.
My mouse. Here's my mouse. Doing my mouse things.
The mouse decided it was an F.
You know how hard it is to edit with this mouse?
Just buy a new mouse.
There
I'm
we go.
gonna send you a mouse.
Sweet.
My mouse is $54.
Okay. Well, clearly
send me
it doesn't
50
work like a $54 mouse.
Well, it did, and then I was what browser game was I playing where I had to do that? But I had to click it like repeatedly, and it broke my mouse.
Ugh.
Yeah. Not good times for me, my friend.
I'm enjoying my mouse. My girl got me the entire Boba Fett collection of everything here, so
Nice. She a good one.
she is a good one.
We good with C, guys?
Yes, sir.
C works for me.
Solid C.
Yeah, I'd agree. This is an Ari game.
Is it time?
Stubbs. Stubbs agrees. Solid C.
Yep.
It's a time. The time is when we decide. So if we want to,
Yeah.
do it now. Freedom
Yeah.
really wants to know what we're playing next.
You guys ready for the wheel?
I am ready.
Griff, if you don't have an entry for right now to replace that, I'm just gonna. I need to shuffle it real quick.
Oh.
Shuffle. That's enough shuffles. Okay. But it also, like, if you don't pick a game now, you've only got 9 on there, so decreases the odds that you'll pick again.
Nova's excited.
Let's go. We see it
I'll
this
tell
time.
you what. I will pick a game after the wheel. That way it's not picked.
Okay. Works for me. Are y'all ready for this?
Here we go.
And we'll hide that. And we're off. Oh, yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
I hate it here.
Bravo, Will. Bravo.
Oh man,
Woo, baby.
it doesn't look like he delivered Griff from evil.
This is the best thing that could have happened. I'm so excited for this. I'm excited for both of y'all to play this game.
I'm excited to play it.
I'm gonna run
Joke's
through
on
mine.
you. The joke's on you because I finished the game and I have the videos already made.
Not play it again.
Wow.
Play it again. You got a week.
No, I don't think I will. You won't know the difference.
That's cheating.
It's not cheating.
It sure is.
No.
Hmm
No.
Man.
People are excited for this one.
Well, they're not excited now because you're not even gonna play it.
I'm going to play it.
Sweet.
I will be playing this tonight.
I'll be doing it for my stream tomorrow. Are there any challenges with this, Slow-mo?
No, I don't have like I am good on challenges for the most part. Like I just want you all to play the game and enjoy it and do whatever you can and get the most out of the game experience. If I had a challenge, kind of takes to me it takes away from the first playthrough experience.
Prickles says that goes against the nature of the podcast, Grifford.
No, I beat it anticipating this podcast. Mind your business.
I should have changed it to 3 right before the podcast. Made you play as that big dumb baby.
What?
You heard me.
That's a big dumb baby.
So in Donkey Kong Country 3, instead of Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong, it is Dixie Kong and Big Dumb Baby Kong.
Oh.
I don't know his real name. I think it's like Kitty Kong or something like that, but he's awful.
Oh wow.
Hated playing as him.
So what is the game time for this? If you could think.
Like how long will it take to play?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how good you are at Donkey Kong. I could probably beat it in a couple hours.
Cool.
He's going to finish it in like 4 hours.
Who, Freedom?
Yeah.
First stream beats the
I
game.
don't know.
Right?
It just blows through.
The good thing is like Freedom doesn't have a lot of Super Nintendo experience, and he doesn't have a lot of Donkey Kong experience, probably. So
Right.
maybe it will.
Well, I'm
be a little
excited
bit
to
of a
play it
challenge for
because
him.
I've seen people play bits and pieces of certain spots. I do enjoy the music. You know, like I said before, the soundtracks of games is like a big thing for me. So
Oh yeah, it's the best music.
It's not. It's not though. It's really not.
Mega Man.
It is Mega Man. You sound like a hater right now.
I hate nothing.
does anybody have any other questions for us? Just kind of a Q&A right now.
No, I will play DKC2 again. I have another mouse, but this one is so nice when it works properly. Oh, what did I do?
What'd you do, Griff?
I don't know. How do you guys? How are you guys still working in like stream times? How are you guys doing with that? And doing the podcast?
Things haven't really changed for me. I mean, I have a pretty solid schedule that I can do at the moment. Usually when I get off work, if I want to stream for like an hour or so, as long as I don't have anything to do after, and then around 1 o'clock I make lunch for me and my girl and the kids, and then at 2 o'clock is when I start the rest of my stream for the day. So not too bad. I mean, some days, you know how it is. Sometimes you just don't even feel like streaming, so I'll just kind of just 86 it for that day, but not too bad. About the same schedule. My main time, if I really want to bang something out, I can do over the weekend. So
I've been trying to avoid streaming them, so it's really been kind of killing my stream times a little bit.
yeah,
But Slow-Mo, the game that I want to add is Spider-Man on the PS1.
nice.
Okie doke.
I love that game.
That's great.
Have you guys beaten it?
When it very first came out for the PlayStation 1 long time ago, so that doesn't mean anything. The controls are probably going to be crap compared to what we're used to now, so I'm excited for that too.
Well, shit, I've beaten it too. So, can I change that to Dino Crisis? Have you beaten Dino Crisis?
The first one? No. I beat the second one, but I didn't beat the first one.
I'm sure Slow-Mo hasn't beaten it.
I sure haven't.
It is, but two of us have beaten it already, so it's like.
But I mean, like I said, if it's something that's like really old that we haven't played, like I haven't played it since it came out. Excuse me, for the PlayStation 1 like long time ago. So I mean, I think it would still be a good pick if we decided to do it.
All right, well, would you guys, Rickles and Nova, would you rather have Dino Crisis or Spider-Man?
They're not even going to play the game.
Oh, they can watch.
I'm just kidding.
Those games I feel like I probably wouldn't mind streaming because I've got experience with both. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. I guess Spider-Man.
Well, good thing I already put it on there. I'm not taking it off.
Nice. Yeah, that's really good. I think we've been having pretty good picks so far.
I'm a little
think we've
upset
done
Freedom
all right.
hasn't been picked yet. I was hoping for a Freedom game this time.
That's okay.
I still
Specifically,
feel like
Alien
we should
3.
rotate. Nobody should do it twice in a row.
Well, it really hasn't been. I mean, Slow-Mo went.
Well,
then you
yeah,
went, then Slow-Mo.
but it could. It could.
It could. I mean, I'm cool with it either way. If you guys want to make it to where each, you know, however you guys want to do it. Like I said, I'm cool with playing whatever pops up. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
Dino Crisis will definitely be my next edition.
Dino Crisis. Yeah.
I really want to play that. I had a game going on stream, and I got to a point where I was low on health, no ammo, and
Oh, yeah.
there was a dino in one room and a dino in the other room, and I'm just kind of sandwiched in between them with no supplies.
Rickles says, each one of you get a wheel. That would be an idea.
That is a good idea.
It could be.
That might be a little bit more work than we're willing to do.
It's a lot of work, yeah.
I mean, we could do that independently.
Yeah.
I mean, I could make wheels for everybody really fast, but
That is a solid suggestion, though.
Yeah, it would be something we can think about.
Patience
I
sounds like
guess-
a good idea.
Like I said, I'm cool with either way, so. Do you guys like to anybody that is in here in the comments, does anybody like to play any of these games specifically, or do you guys have anything you might want us to put on the list eventually?
Oh yeah, that was something we talked about last time too. Challenging them to play with us and see how they did.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
See if
all you have to play
their
Donkey Kong
opinions.
Country too, and then come back and let us know.
I mean, obviously, there's no repercussions if you guys don't play it, but
Except I'll bully you ruthlessly.
Chester says, "Let's go."
yes, sir, that is. Oh, it doesn't show it anymore. But that is the game that was chosen.
It sure
Donkey
is.
Kong Country 2.
Good choice. Have you guys thought of any challenges for the games that you have on the list?
I probably won't make any challenges for any of these games, just because I want you all to just enjoy the game.
Oh, I
Right.
got some. I got some for sure.
I have to think.
One,
I mean-
I'm fairly certain you're going to be like, no, I'm not doing that. But Freedom might. I will. I want to.
I'm only
It's
beating
been a
Mega Man
minute.
X4 once.
Bring up the wheel again.
We can
I
play
don't
it.
know.
Shadow Loop.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Like the games that I picked. Oh shit. The only
UKC2 is for me in slow mo.
So
I
usually,
can
like,
see
go ahead.
well, I was gonna say the only thing I would consider would be Celeste. But Celeste is already a difficult enough game. I just want you guys to beat it.
The DKC2 is for me in slow mo comment is because instead of racing DKC2, we're gonna co-op
Do
it.
the co-op, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that'll be coming up soon. But I mean, I just have to beat it real quick to get through this for the podcast, and then I'll be good to go.
Oh,
When's the next race? I've actually been seeing some Mario 64 races on TikTok sporadically. Yeah, we're not racing this one, but one thing I do want to do is get some people who can do some stuff with Parsec. And,
Yeah, I really want to do some stuff with Parsec as well.
well,
I
I have
really
it
want to
now.
do
what's Parsec?
Parsec is an app that allows you to basically plug your controller into my computer.
Ah, okay.
So I can pull up a 2-player game. We both open Parsec, and I allow that app to read your inputs from your controller.
I really want to do Turtles in Time with someone.
Yeah, I mean, we can do it. I got it. I can add you right now. We've done Shredder's Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do a Mario Party now. Griff.
Oh, I owe Rickles some revenge on Mario Party, but the Switch Online is complete trash.
Well, that's why you get a N64 Mario Party emulator, and then you
Yeah,
run it
well,
parse
I
it.
have one. I have all the ROMs. Speaking of races, though, anybody remember Wave Race?
Oh, yeah.
64?
I hold on. Bow,
That is a fantastic game. I really enjoy
Nice.
it.
dude. Wave
I
Race is
also
one of my
really,
favorite games.
yeah, it's so good.
They
I also
came in-
really enjoy Hydro Thunder.
I
They
don't have
were
Hydro
both
Thunder.
great, and then PlayStation also came out with Jet Moto.
Yeah, I was thinking about Jet Moto the other day.
Jet Moto was pretty good
But-
too.
It's
I
two of them,
definitely
right?
have a Wave Race, and I definitely paid $15 for it. And it was definitely worth it. Speaking of, I
yeah,
left the sticker on it, so I'm going to take that off right
$15 all day.
now. Easily.
He said he played over the weekend. Doesn't control as he remembers.
Well,
that's
all
because
64 games are like that.
Maybe you're just bad at
GoldenEye,
games. Rick.
GoldenEye is the worst.
Oh my God, GoldenEye did not play
No.
like I remember.
How did we ever play with that? Like, how is that a thing?
I don't know.
But also, still no odd jobs.
How did my dad beat that game back?
You pick odd job, we're playing slaps only, and I'm slapping you for picking odd job.
Isn't he like the short guy, or is he tall?
He's short.
Yeah, that's right. You
There's
gotta like
a-
aim down or something.
hmm And you had to use the C button, so it was really difficult to hit him.
Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark is better
better.
than GoldenEye. You're not
Yeah.
wrong at all.
I enjoyed Perfect Dark.
hmm It really perfected like everything that GoldenEye was trying to do.
I never played it, but sounds like you all already beat it. So
No, I didn't beat it. I played a
Shh,
little bit.
you beat
I
it.
just enjoyed
no, you
it.
beat it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one. That might be a
got-
little bit more modern than.
I've got the Perfect Dark special edition for the 360 that they came out with.
Griff, I just want you to know if you pick Perfect Dark, I'm picking Gex 64. Gex,
Wow.
right here.
See, I'm picking stuff that's actually fun. He's picking stuff to spite me.
Enter the Gecko. No, this is fun to me.
Yeah, to you.
You never played it though, so how can you say it's not fun?
How do you know if I played it or not? You don't.
You haven't.
I haven't. But you didn't know that until just now.
Not Gex 64. Oh, Gex 64, baby.
Terrible.
I'll make Griff
So-
play Glover.
When he picks Gex 64, we'll be looking for a new co-host.
I can
know,
change all the
Gecko
passwords
did not
to
age well.
everything.
Oh, I meant me.
Oh, I thought you meant me. I was like, what? No.
Oh, Superman 64.
Oh no.
We will never, never, never.
You know what? Just to spite you now, that's on the list. That's on my list of replacements now.
Okay, great. Go for it. We can make this like real petty.
We can. Perfect Dark has a co-op and counter-op option. That would be cool to see.
Oh,
Yeah,
you go
dude. So the co-op on Perfect Dark is really good, and then somehow they ruined it on 360. Anything but Gex. See, Superman 64 it is. What was that called? Perfect Dark Zero Mission?
I
Something
think
like
it's just called Perfect Dark Zero. Yeah. I think.
Oh, we should add some Super Metroid or something too. Oh, that lovely pink chair.
Glover. Yeah. Have you never played Glover, CJ? No, I'm still traumatized by slow playing Gex. Yeah.
Dude, Gex, I did not enjoy Gex at all.
I enjoyed the game. I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
hate
just
it.
called Perfect Dark Zero. Special edition. Steel cage or case.
Glover was fun back in the day. I loved Glover. I don't know if it plays the same as it did.
Should do Banjo Kazooie.
As long as it's not the third one.
Was that Nuts
But,
and
you know,
Bolts?
Dude, horrible.
I had that
Horrible.
one.
We remember
Absolutely
these games
horrible.
from the day.
I think I have
so-
Banjo Tooie as well. Wasn't it also on PlayStation?
Glover?
Yeah.
I don't think it was. Maybe.
PlayStation 1, I believe.
Let's find out. Glover. Danny Glover.
Yeah, PlayStation.
Someone add
Oh.
Mischief Maker for 64. Huh.
It did.
Ryan, what's going on? Thank you very much for stopping in, buddy. We are just about finished with the podcast.
Mischief Maker for N64 to the wheel. Rick,
The
if you write these down, I will add some of them. I don't even know what that game is.
Guys,
I'm gonna have to figure something out with an N64 emulator because the Pi that I built doesn't run it well. So I'm gonna have to talk to you guys about showing me how to put some stuff on the PC.
I just want you to know that according to Wikipedia, it says a second updated Windows port was released in 2022, and a port for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X/S is in development for Glover.
Really?
Happy
What?
day!
Nice.
I'll play.
But it was
Glover
also on
Switch.
PlayStation. I was not wrong.
You were not.
Going to warp into picking games to just drive the co-host crazy. Yes, that he does it already.
I don't.
DKC2 was
That
just
is
to
a
spite me.
Fantastic game.
Yeah, but
You
you
had
know
not-
I don't like it, so you picked it just to
You-
spite me.
When I picked it, you hadn't played it yet.
Billy
Billy
Hatcher
Hatcher?
for GameCube.
So the problem with that is GameCube is a little bit hard to emulate. So we've limited it to what, PS2, I think it was.
Yeah. NES all the way up to PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Within reason.
But if I wanted to spite you, Griff, I would make you play like Wizards and Warriors for the NES or something. Because that game is tragically bad.
See,
I'm over
you
here
would pick
looking.
stuff to spite
I
me.
would. I sure would.
Okay, I would too.
Yeah.
I may or may not have picked Legend of Zelda to spite him.
And
But also, it is a
not Mega Man. Metal Gear Solid.
No, I want to play Metal Gear Solid.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't to spite you. That was for me.
Metal Gear Solid's a great game.
Yeah. Some would say it's solid.
Yeah. Whatever you all say. All right.
I think that's about it for us, guys.
Yeah,
You guys have anything else to add?
Freedom's bedtime.
Freedom's bedtime. Nope, it's dinner time for me.
Oh,
Yeah. It's dinner time.
what
for
you
me, too.
having?
Now I want to play Metal Gear Solid. Pot pies.
Same, ZJ, same.
Yeah, I need to go figure out what I'm going to eat.
Yep.
Same Z's.
Good stuff, man. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I am Freedom Gamer 38. Anybody else?
I thought about it and I was like,
I don't want to take over because Griff's the main host on this one.
You're good. You're good.
I was gonna say I was gonna follow you on that, but then I was like, I'm just gonna make it real awkward.
You did.
So I didn't.
Good stuff, y'all. Appreciate everybody who has shown up tonight and everybody who shows up in the streams. Not just here on YouTube, but on TikTok, Kick, Twitch, wherever we may be streaming. I just know it's appreciated, guys.
Yeah.
If you do not have access to our other social medias, there will be a link in the bio. As soon as this ends, I will be going through and making sure that everything is linked properly.
Yeah.
Sounds good on that. This was great, guys. Have a good night. Thank you. No problem there, Nova. Yep. You guys try to take it easy. Can't wait to play Donkey Kong tomorrow. I'm excited for it. Thank you for the pick. Eventually, slow-mo.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to
And
play
that
tonight.
I will be streaming that tonight as well.
Yep. Nice. Well, good luck, guys, and I will talk to
I'm
you
not
guys
gonna
in a
stream
bit.
it. I'm just gonna race Griff without him knowing.
Just gonna race him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do my. I'm gonna try to do my best.
hateful.
I'm gonna try to make you guys proud.
Yeah.
He says as he halves our time.
Halves the time.
Halves the time.
He's gonna be better than me, and he's never played it, and I've played it a lot.
That's okay. We know what we were getting into.
I know.
Anyways, guys, next week, Monday, 6 o'clock, Donkey Kong Country 2. Don't miss it.
Get after it.
See you guys
Bye.
later.
See ya.
He didn't end the live. He just left the studio.
Are we still
What do
live?
we do? We are. The clock is still going.